Hello Mark, I'm Emma. My number is 18. I'm a sophomore. Today's title is A Saudi Woman Who Dared to Drive. Allow me to start this talk with a question to everyone. You know that all over the world, people fight for their freedom, fight for their rights. Some battle oppressive governments, others battle oppressive societies. Which battle do you think is harder? Allow me to try to answer this question in the few coming minutes. Let me take you back 2 years ago in my life. It was the bedtime of my son, Abudi. He was 5 at the time. After finishing his bedtime rituals, he looked at me and he asked a question, "Mommy, are we bad people?" I was shocked. Why do you say such things, Abudi? Earlier that day, I noticed some bruises on his face when he came from school. He wouldn't tell me what happened, but now he was ready to tell. 2 boys hit me today in school. They told me, "We saw your mom on Facebook. You and your mom should be put in jail." I've never been afraid to tell Abudi anything. I've been always a proud woman of my achievements. But those questioning eyes of my son were my moment of truth, when it all came together. You see, I'm a Saudi woman who had been put in jail for driving a car in a country where women are not supposed to drive cars. Just for giving me his car keys, my own brother was detained twice, and he was harassed to the point he had to quit his job as a geologist, leave the country with his wife and 2-year-old son. My father had to sit in a Friday sermon listening to the imam condemning women drivers and calling them prostitutes among tons of worshippers, some of them our friends and family of my own father. I was faced with an organized defamation campaign in the local media combined with false rumors shared in family gatherings, in the streets and in schools. It all hit me. It came into focus that those kids did not mean to be rude to my son. They were just influenced by the adults around them. And it wasn't about me, and it wasn't a punishment for taking the wheel and driving a few miles. It was a punishment for daring to challenge the society's rules. But my story goes beyond this moment of truth of mine. Allow me to give you a briefing about my story. It was May 2011, and I was complaining to a work colleague about the harassments I had faced trying to find a ride back home. Although I have a car and an international driver's license, as long as I know, women in Saudi Arabia have been always complaining about the ban, but it's been 20 years since anyone trying to do anything about it, a whole generation ago. He broke the good bad news in my face. But there is no law banning you from driving. I looked it up and he was right. There wasn't an actual law in Saudi Arabia. It was just a custom and traditions that are enshrined in rigid religious fatwas and imposed on women. That realization ignited the idea of June 17, where we encourage women to take the wheel and go drive. It was 3 weeks later. We started receiving all these men wolves will rape you if you go and drive. A courageous woman, her name is Naja Hariri. She's a Saudi woman in the city of Jeddah. She drove a car and she announced, but she didn't record a video. We needed proof. So I drove. I posted a video on YouTube, and to my surprise, it got hundreds of thousands of views in the first day. What happened next? Of course, I started receiving threats to be killed, raped, just to stop this campaign. The Saudi authorities remained very quiet. That really creeped us out. I was in the campaign with other Saudi women and even men activists. We wanted to know how the authorities would respond on the actual day, June 17, when women go out and drive. So this time I asked my brother to come with me and drove by a police car. It went fast. We were arrested, signed a pledge not to drive again, released. Arrested again, he was sent to detention for 1 day, and I was sent to jail. I wasn't sure why I was sent there, because I didn't face any charges in the interrogation. But what I was sure of was my innocence. I didn't break a law, and I kept my abaya. It's a black cloak we were in Saudi Arabia before we left the house, and my fellow prisoners kept asking me to take it off. But I was so sure of my innocence. I kept saying, "No, I'm leaving today." Outside the jail, the whole country went into a frenzy. Some attacking me badly, and others supportive, and even collecting signatures in a petition to be sent to the king to release me. I was released after 9 days. June 17 comes. The streets were packed with police cars and religious police cars, but some 100 brave Saudi women broke the ban and drove that day. None were arrested. We broke the taboo. So I think about now, everyone knows that we can't drive, or women are not allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia, but maybe few know why. Allow me to help you answer this question. There was this official study that was presented to the Sharia Council. It's the consultative council appointed by the king in Saudi Arabia, and it was done by a local professor, a university professor. He claimed it's done based on a UNESCO study, and the study states the percentage of rape, adultery, illegitimate children, even drug abuse. Prostitution in countries where women drive is higher than countries where women don't drive. I know, I was like this. I was shocked. I was like, we are the last country in the world where women don't drive. So if you look at the map of the world, that only leaves two countries, Saudi Arabia, and the other society is the rest of the world. We started a hashtag on Twitter mocking the study, and it made headlines around the world. BBC News and of virginity if women drive, Saudi caloric warns. And only that